So we stop with the war and so on, because now Normandy is a peaceful area which has been incorporated, you see, in the 15th century, and after no big trouble. There are no mountains around, so it's an open area, easy to travel, easy to go. And so it's a land of art, really, because a lot of painters, Monet, for example, and others, came, and we have it's a reason to think that Normandy has been a special area for Impressionism to be created. Literature, we have a lot of very good writers. Architecture, music, etc. And of course, cuisine. One of the particularities of the cuisine is that the greasy ingredient is not oil, it's not really butter, it's more cream, which is very healthy, by the way. Okay, so if you visit Normandy, you will have some recipes with cream. So it's too high and too cold and too humid for having vineyard. So we have cider, okay, which you know what is cider, okay? And then when you distillate that, you have a schnapps, which is Calvados, okay? And you know, some of you, the cheese from that region already, okay? About architecture. This is a typical house in the country, you know? So it's made of timber. You have timber in oak. Most of the time it is oak. And to fill the space between timber here, it is clay material, okay? And then makes very good insulation, by the way. It's better than everything we have done so after, okay? And the roof, you know, this is typical, really. The roof is made of thatch. You remember Mrs. Thatcher, the Prime Minister? Thatcher was, okay, the man who makes this roof in thatch, okay? And you have another one. Sometimes instead of just, you know, plastic, or I don't know what they put here, you could have even iris plant here, okay? So you grew some flowers just on the top of the roof, okay? So this is a typical, let's say, house in the country. You can see thousands of that still now, okay? Now about the city of Rouen, just to limit to Rouen, because this is one of the cities which has been preserved from the bombing of the Second World War. Here is a cathedral, okay, with, you know, it's how it is carved here, those stones, okay? So we call that flamboyant Gothic style, okay? And the Cathedral of Rouen is maybe the best example of that, okay? So it needed centuries to be achieved. And actually it's not completely finished, okay? But nobody cares now. And at night, during summer, the cathedral here is illuminated, and you have a show which contains light and sound and music. And it's very nice, very peaceful. Every night, it's free. You can just stand here on this square, and then you see that. It's absolutely marvelous. Here is a typical street, you know, with this timber and clay house here, another one just close to that. And this is, you know, a passage which was one of the doors of the very whole city. This is the only one which remains, actually. And this is a clock. And this clock is dating 1370. Okay, we still have the mechanism. Of course, this is not this mechanism which is used now. And you have a single needle, because at that time they used just one needle. And in Salisbury, south of England, at this Norman period, you can see the same clock in the Cathedral of Salisbury. Okay, so now a bit of economical hints. So Normandy is a land of production more than anything else, and trading activity because of port. Okay, two big ports. Okay, so it's the first port for wheat exportation, millions of tons. Okay, every year goes from Rouen port. gas, oil containers, and then these are the two ports which are on deep activity. For France, it's the biggest activity. So here is then the soon, because it is divided for the moment in Upper Normandy and Lower Normandy, but soon, maybe next year or the year after, it will be merged as a single Normandy again, and probably Rouen, which is the most populated city of all of that. So all in all, it's 3.5 million. So you see, the density of population has nothing to do with Japan. Okay? It's incredible. Yeah. Let's say one city, Osaka, for example, it's 3 times more than all of that. So here, of course, the density of population have nothing to do with what we have in Japan. Okay? Here in Upper Normandy is 2 million. Okay? Here, for example, one is 500,000 only. Okay? Here, 400,000 here, and then 300,000 here. Okay? And after it's even smaller cities. Okay? So it's surprising for you probably. Okay? But you see the long coast here makes this region open to the sea. And here is the Seine River. You see the Seine River. Yeah. One important spot is there also. It's Mont Saint-Michel. I forgot to put Mont Saint-Michel is a well-known over all Europe because many people gather here. It's only spot for Christian.